Sandhan. All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.
A very good morning to all of you. My name is Pooja Chakravarti and I am a lecturer at the Department of English, Faculty of Commerce, Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, Gujarat. Today I am going to speak up on the topic commercial vocabulary. Now, commercial vocabulary, they are words related to day-to-day business transactions. As the word itself suggests, commercials, they are words related in the world of commerce. Now, I have designed my presentation in such a way that first I will make you people aware of what is commerce. Next, I will talk about how does vocabulary shape an individual's personality, and in the third part, I have prepared a list of commercial vocabulary which is in use in day-to-day life. Now, what is commerce? Commerce is a system of an economy that constitutes an environment for a business. I have used the metaphor of umbrella, that umbrella is something which, irrespective of who the person is below it, gives shade to everybody. Same is the case with business and commerce. Business does not belong to one particular person. Business is a relationship that you develop on the basis of the commercial aids that you have. In such a world, knowing each and every technical word properly is very, very significant. Commerce includes legal, economic, political, social, cultural system that are used in operation in any country or internationally. Commerce is not just relationship in terms of exchange of money, but commerce equally relate to the kind of relationship, whether in the social arena or the political arena or the social arena or the cultural arena, that you develop within people and that you develop among people, not just of your city, of your state, of your nation, but among people of various nations. It is a system of an environment that affects the business prospects of economy. The way you present yourself, the way you speak up, the way you transact, the words that you use, the kind of language that you speak decide upon whether a party is ready for a further transaction with you or not. In every sphere of business, apart from money and all other things, language is one of the most important thing that plays a very great role. How is personality shaped through vocabulary? The present world is a world of tough competitions where your language decides who you are. It means the words that you speak decide your background. The way you present before a group of people something decides what kind of a personality do you have. Let me take the example of a buffet. In buffet, suppose there are two parties, party X and party Y. Party X has prepared wonderful delicate dishes. I'm very sorry, wonderful delicious dishes, but they have not presented in a proper way. They start with a dal, then comes the sweet dish, then comes the salad, then comes the roti, then comes the papad, and then comes a kind of a soup. Fine. And there is a case of party X, which has prepared the food which is delicious, but not as delicious as the food compared to what party X has made. But party Y has presented that food in a wonderful way. They have presented the food exactly the way they should be presented. In such a scenario, many people may not even consider the taste or the deliciousness of the food which was presented by party X. Instead, they would prefer to eat from the buffet that is presented by party Y. Why? Because if everything depended upon their presentation. Similarly, your presentation also depends on the kind of languages that you use. Your language shapes you. Correct usage and complete knowledge of jargons save one from getting embarrassed in a room full of people. If even though while the process of communication we suggest people that do not use jargon, they can act as a barrier. Nonetheless, there could be various organizations, various businesses, various parties where they would be ready to use technical words and high tech jargons which are associated to a specific field. In such kind of a situation, often it might happen that you are not aware of that word, which leads to you ultimately resulting in an embarrassing situation by either wrongly using that word or by asking to someone else who may not be as kind as you thought that that person was. So to avoid landing up in such a kind of an embarrassing situation, we need to be aware of all kinds of vocabulary which are related to the arena of business and commerce. The deciding vote. For example, there are 9 people in a particular meeting. 4 of them have chosen person A, other 4 have chosen person B. Now the 9th person is the one who is responsible for choosing who to be promoted to that position. So that one vote is called the casting vote. The next is show of hands. It could be taken from the literal meaning of the term show of hands, where you do not cast your vote in a written piece of paper, you just raise your hands to vote for a particular person. The next is ballot. The ballot system is something which you have during your own voting system when you choose your government. Ballot means it is a kind of a secret vote. You write your vote in a piece of paper, you neatly fold it and you put it in a given box. Unanimous means a decision which has been taken as per the mutual understanding of every person present in that particular meeting. Next words are related to body presentation. Presentation means whenever you are about to discuss a topic with somebody, you first of all present that topic to various people. That is called presentation. In presentation, the first term that I will discuss is body language. Now, body language refers to a form of a non-verbal communication, the message that you convey through the gestures and the postures and the various body parts that you use. For example, during presentation, maintaining eye contact with your audience show that you are confident and you are about to build a rapport with the people you are talking to. If you are slouch, if you do not sit straight, it means that you do not have confidence upon yourself. If you too much lay back and you kind of relax while making a formal presentation, it shows that you haven't taken the presentation seriously at all. The next terms are screen, pointer, signal, visual aids. Screen, as you all know, during a visual presentation, the screen that you use, it could be a projector, it could be simply a chart. Pointer means whenever we are making a presentations, our main focus is on the topic that we are about to present, but during the presentation we have to take care of our hands. Our hands should not make a lot of gestures because it does not go with our personality and it looks bad. Pointer is either a pen or a long stick that a person holds, which does not only keep the hands in control, but if you want to highlight certain points, instead of using your hand which looks very informal, you point using that pointer. The next is signal. Signal is the various sign. Now the word signal has a technical meaning whenever we are talking about presentation. Signal mean a sign which you give to your audience whenever you want to convey a particular message. For example, if you want them to look down, you will place your hand downwards. This is a signal that now the point which is written above is not so much significant as the point which is written below. Next is visual aids. Visual aids are the various kinds of aids which you want to show to your audience. It constitutes a pie chart, flow chart, some kind of images which becomes an illustration of the topic that you verbally discuss. The next point is audience rapport. Audience rapport means, as I have discussed in the first point, which was body language, that whenever you are making a presentation, it should be a two-way process. You are a sender, but you have to establish such a relationship with the receiver that they are able to give you a feedback. For that feedback, you need to establish a kind of rapport. Rapport is a kind of a relationship within a comfort zone among people who share professional relationship. This was all about presentation. I will take you to the next topic, which is money. Now, money means ultimately, what is the goal of every business? The goal of every business is to make profit. Profit at the end is related to money. Now, whenever we talk about money transactions, we talk about bank. Bank is the place where money is duly deposited. Bank is the place where all kind of monetary transactions takes place. The first term is bureau de change. Bureau de change means they are establishments where currencies of various companies, or I am very sorry, where currencies of various countries could be exchanged. Whenever you travel across nation, for example, you are traveling to America, you cannot use rupee. You have to get your currency converted to dollar. And the current, as you all know, that the current rate of $1 is 62.64 rupees. So when you convert that 62.64 rupees into $1, the establishment that you approach for such a kind of conversion is called bureau de change. The next is black market. Black market is defined as illegal traffic in officially controlled commodities. The example is foreign currency. Now you all must have seen in films that they talk about a crime called smuggling. That smuggling is nothing but it is bringing currencies or bringing expensive material from other places and selling them at a cheaper rate, which if the government would do, the government will levy tax, because of which the common men will be benefited. When that is done without the knowledge of the government by the people who are illegally doing it, that particular business or that kind of money is called black money, and the place from which that happens, that place is called black market. The next term is exchange rate. Exchange rate, they are the rates at which one currency can be exchanged for the other. As I have told you that $1 equals to 64.62 rupees. So the exchange rate when Americans come to our country will be 62.64 rupees per unit, and when we go to their nation it will be $1 per 62.64 rupees. The next term is transactions. Transaction is a simple exchange or a deal. For example, I have a stationery shop and I want to buy pens because you have a wholesale market. Now the letter which I will write to you to inquire about the price, after which you will send me a price list, after which I will place an order, after which you will deliver my goods. That entire process of writing a letter, you sending me a reply, and I buying goods from you, you selling goods from your firm, that entire process is called transaction. It is an exchange of any kind. Next are the terms related to import and export. The first term is certificate of origin. Now to take you back to import and export, the word import means whenever you are buying goods from other country which comes to our land. Fine. Export means whenever you are sending goods to other countries. Now this involves a lot of procedure in between. The goods are by and large sent through ship. There could be other ways, but ship is a standardly accepted form, or a form of a transport which is accepted universally to send and to take back goods. The first term is certificate of origin. Now what is a certificate of origin? Certificate of origin is a document that shows where have the goods come from. For example, if I want to send goods through Oman, I need to first get the authority signed from the government of India, failing to do which my transaction will fall in the category of black market. Now whenever government signs me a bond that yes, my goods were sent from this nation, that certificate which I will present is called the certificate of origin. The next word is merchandise. Merchandise are simply the goods bought and sold. The next term is pro forma invoice. Pro forma invoice is an invoice or a request for payment sent in advance of goods sold. The next is quay. Quay is a solid and artificial piece of land which is used for loading and unloading ships. The next is freight. Many people pronounce it as freight. These are the charges on goods being transported, which in another word is called cargo. Next, I will take you to words related to insurance. In now the present day world is a world where you need a kind of guarantee for everything, where money becomes very necessary. Now whenever you have money, you have to make it sure, you have to give a kind of assurance that the money which is invested is invested at a good place, and whenever you are not there to take care of that money, the money is safely handed over to people who deserve to be using that kind of a money. The first term is claim. Claim is an application for payment under an insurance policy. Now the best example for this could be taken from the Hindi film Oh My God. In that film, what happens is that there is a man called Kanjilal. Kanji Bhai loses his shop due to natural calamity. After which Kanji Bhai writes a letter that I have lost my shop and my shop was